copyright notices. If you wish to read, pause the video. The original videos are linked in the description down below. Enjoy. Alright then, so in this one we're gonna be looking at how security talks to somebody, to how the police talks to somebody, and how you should respond. This is a perfect example of how it should be done and how you should interact with security and police. I do like this channel. I watch all his videos. This is this is a masterclass on how to deal with security, police, people in authority, supposedly authority. But we'll get straight into it and break it down.
Hello.
Please don't take picture.
Here I can because it's public.
No, building.
Yeah, but here's public, so I'm not coming into the building, but from here it's fine.
This building is.
Yeah, I'm allowed though. I'm allowed, it's a public space, so I can film. That's what I'm saying, I can film the building because it's a public space.
I know that, but my boss says it's not allowed to take a picture.
Okay, that's your rules, that's your boss's rules, that's not my rules, I go by the law. So if the law says that I can film in public, that's what I do.
All right.
Okay, no offence to you.
Okay then, so this interaction, very polite, courteous. He explained that is allowed to do it there. Just because there's rules in the building doesn't apply to people outside of the building taking photos of the building. The rules apply inside of the building. This area does look like it's a private area, but it's open to the public. So Article 5 of the Human Rights Act applies here. Freedom of expression. And he is expressing himself by taking photos. So in this case, he is allowed to do what he is doing. But let's see what else is going to happen, because it does get pretty interesting.
Hiya.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're not allowed to take pictures of this estate. You need permission from the City of London. You need a permit to take certain
in a
pictures.
public space, you
yeah,
don't.
in the City of London, you do. Unfortunately,
not
you
the-
can look it up unless you're a journalist and you have your journalist ID on you. You're more
No,
than welcome.
everyone has the
Yeah,
right. You have the right to film in public.
No, in the city, you have to have a permit in this square. If you look it up, you will see you need a permit
It's a public
to video.
space.
You still need a permit to
No,
video.
it's a public
I
space.
suggest you look it up. So please stop videoing any of the buildings because you're not allowed to.
a
Okay,
public space.
this is the City of London. It is different.
Doesn't matter if it's the City of
of
London.
London. It does.
It
If you'd like
doesn't.
to look it up, you're more than
No,
welcome.
I have looked it up. I know the
But
law.
then you know you need a permit.
You don't.
So please stop taking pictures
don't.
of the buildings. You're not allowed to.
You don't.
Okay?
In
No,
public spaces,
sorry.
you have the right to
You're
film.
more than- no, you don't.
Yep, you do. That's
No.
why there's a CCTV camera there.
Yeah, but you're not
Because
meant
that's
to take
covered
pictures
under
of
the
that.
same
No,
law.
no, it's not.
Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
Okay then, so let's get one thing straight. Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act in 1972 is basically what gives him that right. Section 33 is an extension of the Public Order Act, but it's an important extension as it is extension of definition of a public place. So it defines what a public place is. A public place includes any highway and other premises or places to which at the material time the public have or are permitted to have access, whether on payment or otherwise. So this, in law, the definition of a public place is a public place. And obviously in a public place, you've got your human rights. So let's go and have a look at Article 10 of the Human Rights Freedom of Expression. Article 10 gives him the freedom of expression. If you want to read it, have a read now. I'm not going to go through it all, but it basically gives you the freedoms to hold opinions and to express yourself how you feel you want to express yourself within the law, obviously. So he is expressing himself by taking photos. So the fact that Article 10 applies here because it is a public place as defined by Section 33, which is a definition of a public place.
So there's a camera over there, and there's a camera over there. So yeah, public space. So I've got to admit, she was very nice until you said you are allowed, and then when you don't agree with what they're saying, that's when the other side comes out, shall we say. But yeah, no, this is clearly a public space. That's why there's members of the public here. If it was that private, you wouldn't be allowed to be here. It would be gated off. It has public access, so as long as it's got the public access, then that's fine. So yeah, I'll carry on.
So I would have to assume his logic in this is correct. He didn't show any signs in the beginning. If you want to go and watch the full unedited version, it is linked in the description. This video has been edited and bits have been pulled out, like the beginning bit, just to get to the important bits, so I don't get copyrights. But yes, as he approaches this place, I've not been here, so I don't know. There was a sign, which is right at the beginning, which I showed you on about CCTV in operation, but it does not say it's private. The fact that it is all open as well makes you believe that it is a public place and you have access to it. Any reasonable person would believe that. So in this case, I have to agree with him on this one. If it was private, they'd put gates on it and make it private.
Hello. You alright? No, I've told them that. I started off here doing it and they said that I couldn't do it, so then I've just been doing the pigeons.
Had another call down the road, near the church.
No, I haven't been down that way.
Up there, on the road there.
Yeah, I was filming there, yeah.
What were you filming?
But just filming in general. Like I say to them, it's a public space and I have every right to film.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So if that's what you said, why did you even turn up? In a waste of resources to send 2 police constables out to a job when they already know there's nothing they can do.
And I have every right to film.
Yeah, that's what I said. Good. So, what are they for? What are the pictures for?
So, I mean, to be honest, I've done nothing wrong. I'd rather not go into it. I'd rather not really talk to you guys. I've done nothing wrong. I'd rather just be left alone.
So at this point, any reasonable person would assume the conversation is over. He's expressed that he doesn't want to talk to you. So any reasonable person would say, well, that's the end of the conversation. Now, if you would agree with that or not, let us know in the comment.
When we get people taking pictures of iconic buildings and stuff like this, we have to consider, is it?
Well, if you want to go down a Section 43 route, feel free to do it, but I don't think you really have any concerns. I think it's pretty pathetic that, you know, iconic buildings, literally, as you say, around here being photographed by everybody. Literally, I've seen people coming through here taking photos and they've not once said anything to anyone. But the minute you have a nice camera, they start on you.
Well, yeah, I think they were concerned about the GoPro on the other place.
So I always have the GoPro on, just in case a security guard comes out and says, oh, he said something or I said something. I have it there as a witness. It's running now.
Okay then, so this is one we haven't covered for a long time. Section 43 of the Terrorism Act of 2000. So what is Section 43? Search of a person. So Section 43 gives them the powers to search a person. So let's go into subsection 1. A constable may stop and search a person whom he reasonably suspects to be a terrorist to discover whether he has in his person anything which may constitute evidence that he is a terrorist. So for him to use this section, they must have reasonable suspicion to be, they must believe that you are a terrorist, basically. They must have reasonable suspicion that you are a terrorist. So basically, if they're using this section, They're basically saying they think you're a terrorist. That is it. And then, yeah, so the key words to this is whom he reasonably suspects to be a terrorist. So he must reasonably suspect you are a terrorist, which means they shouldn't really be using and abusing this section at all, because who are there to say who looks like a terrorist and who doesn't look like a terrorist? That can be extremely offensive on its own. Plus, this section is widely abused by quite a lot of police constables, and that's why the Met had to put in advice about using this section in itself, because they used and abused section 44, which ended up getting repealed and taken off them, and then it turned into section 43.
Just like you guys film, you know, it's just as evidence when they sit there and say that I've said something when I clearly haven't, because that's what you normally get. They'll say, oh, you said this, and then you guys respond a quicker response, and then actually, no, I didn't. And then they never get told that people are allowed to film, and they just don't leave you alone.
Sorry, what's your name, fella?
I'd rather not give any details. I've not done anything wrong, as I said.
Wait, I mean, we get everyone's name, whether they've done anything wrong or not.
Oh, no, you don't.
Yeah, we do.
No.
Anyone we engage with, we ask their name.
You ask their name, but you don't always get their name.
Well, we don't always give it.
No, exactly. So you don't always get people's names.
What I mean is we always ask.
Yeah.
What do you do for work?
Look, can you just leave me alone, please?
Yeah?
Thank you.
And that there, as you've seen, the police constables here turned around and said, we always get people's names. No, you always ask. You don't always get, as he mentioned in the video. And Happy TV here absolutely owned them in my eyes. These officers didn't know what to do. They wanted to use section 43. He shut them down. He basically told them twice to leave. The second time, he basically said, can you leave me alone? And they left. Because the conversation ended. He didn't want to be in that conversation. He didn't want to have that conversation with you. So all the questions is literally just there to trip you up, so it gives them reasonable suspicion to use one of their sections to abuse. But that's just my opinion. Let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this interaction. As always, like the video, it does help in YouTube's algorithm, and I'll catch you on the next one.